DA. So y'all were in this spot last year, semifinals, up 3-2, going on the road. How do you feel like this team is better prepared for that now compared to when y'all was in Minnesota last year?
Obviously, totally different series, but you can draw an experience from that for sure. The disappointment of what that was, it got away from us in Game 6. Oddly enough, it did give us a lot of energy to start Game 7. We got out to a big lead there, but that's not what we want to do today. We know we have an opportunity here. Very aware of how they'll come out with their backs against the wall a little bit here. So we're going to look back at that, use it as a lesson learned. But this is now, and this is a different team that we're competing against. So I'm just excited for the opportunity, to come here and possibly close out the series.
Coach, when you look at James Harden, there's been a pretty stark difference in his play the first 3-ish games and then the last 2 there. What have you guys been able to do? Why have you been so successful in kind of eliminating him and taking him out of the equation in some of those plays?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think it's somebody struggles a little bit in a game. Sometimes it's just a great team effort. Obviously, the adjustment we made after Game 3 when we got absolutely trounced here was to pick up full, be more aggressive with him. And we try to change up our coverage as best we can. In the pick and rolls, send him right sometimes, be up, drop, put different matchups on him. And I give, obviously, Christian a lot of credit. He's really competed, to guard him. And I give our bigs a lot of credit, for being up, being active with their hands. He's, like I said, I don't know when it was, maybe it was last week or something. There's so many things to him to deal with. The step back, the way he can shoot it, the floater going left, the missile of his left hand as a passer. So that you have to affect him in more than just one way. He's not just coming out here to score. He's coming out here to play make. So we've done our best, and we'll do the same thing tonight. Out of time, I'll try to change it up. In the playoffs, man, you can't just throw your fastball. Like, you got to have multiple pitches, man, to hang in these games. So we'll do the same thing tonight.
David, the Jokic's rest minutes can obviously be a slippery slope sometimes. What can you guys replicate from Game 5 to kind of prevent Clippers runs during those minutes?
Jamal on fire. No, it was. I thought Jamal was incredible, and I thought we executed well. We found some ways to get Michael loose. Russ making shots is a big deal. Peyton played bit minutes. We played with great energy. That's what we need. Is just if your minutes are 6 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, where's your impact? It's not about, well, if I would have played more, maybe this would have happened for me. Well, you're not going to play more. So when you're in the game, bring an impactful energy. And if we can get that from those guys, hold water, possibly win those minutes like we did in Game 5, it puts us in a great place, bringing him back with, energy. And I thought the start of the fourth quarter was really impressive. DeAndre defensively, obviously the screening angles we set for Jamal to keep him hot in that game, because he was playing through a lot of physicality from them. So, I'm hoping we can find those guys again tonight. And like I said, last game, not afraid to play other people. Was excited to see that group. They'll have success.
David, James Harden spent a lot of time in the second half of Game 5 guarding Joker.
Yeah.
Joker didn't score a bunch, but you guys put up big offensive numbers. What did you see from your guys' offensive process-wise outside of Jamal being hot?
Yeah, I thought they were looking for something different. I know they went to the zone in Game 4. That was more just a cross-match situation. We talked about it today, and we have to make sure we can attack that the right way. But, Jamal had it going so well that we just put Aaron in the pick and roll instead of Nikola, and it seemed like it worked out. So, I know they're going to throw everything at us tonight. They've thrown so many different things. They even went to, Harden was on them in the post. They brought Zubats over in the paint. Things we've seen before, but you can tell that they were searching for something because we were having a really good night offensively. So I would expect to see that again, the cross match. I would expect to see some zone. They went back to some of the blitzing they wanted to do with Jamal, which I thought we handled really well, especially to start the fourth quarter. So, my expectation is we'll see everything and more tonight, and we'll do the same. Like I said, you got to keep throwing different pitches at people, give them different looks because we know how many good players are in this series.
DA, what kind of conversations are you having with your team about the importance, but the value of closing out tonight, not having to leave it up to Game 7 and getting perhaps some sort of rest if that's allowed?
Right. To be honest, man, I just want them ready for the tip. The first quarter is going to be intense. We know that. to win this game, it's going to be process oriented. You have to work your way through the game. I was just watching some of the Detroit game. Knicks came out on fire. Detroit goes on this crazy run. The crowd's going insane. That's what it's going to be. So we know that. So be patient with your process. If you're patient with your process, a lot of times the conclusion ends up being a good thing. So be mature. I thought in Game 4 here, we really played a mature style of basketball up until that fourth quarter. That's got to continue tonight in Game 6.
David, Nicola's triple-double numbers by the game are one thing, but what has his leadership looked like day-to-day amidst of all the different adversities this season?
Yeah, high-level communication. I think that's gotten better and better every year he comes back. You have to be comfortable to do that. It's not just something that everybody just does because they're the best player. And I think it's really shown itself at the end of the season, throughout the playoff round. Very expressive in our walkthroughs, practices, film sessions, very opinionated, which is good because you want somebody that's out there feeling it, not just to stare at you and say, okay, we'll just do that. That doesn't help me. All those guys, Aaron's been incredible, Jamal, CB, they've all spoke up. They've all had opinions about things and held their ground on things and was very, I would say, sturdy. CB's been amazing in the film sessions. He's grown up a little bit. He's not just taking it from other people. He's got his own opinion about how he thinks things should get done, and I love it. So yeah, Nicola's really special in that way. Obviously, his IQ is so high. So anytime he gives something to the group, it's a big deal.
Coach, talk about the performance of Russell Westbrook. He was previously a Clipper. And it looks like, you maybe lit a fire under him or something. But what do you expect from him tonight? And then also, as a coach, how do you see yourself performing, stepping up to this big level?
Well, Russ is Russ. He's going to play stubborn, wild, aggressive basketball, and that's what we want. We want him to be himself. And he obviously really turned that game in Game 5 with the shot making in the first half, and then some of the aggressive defense that allows us to do different things when he's out there. He's a big part of what we're doing, and he was a huge part of us going up 3-2. And I know it's an emotional thing for him to come back here. I thought he's handled it pretty well. I don't think anybody should handle it perfectly, competitively in these situations. No, he's been great. As far as I go, man, I have no idea. I'm just doing the best I can. I love the team I get to coach. 2.5 weeks ago, I was lead assistant. Now I'm coaching the playoffs in Game 6 in LA. So, yeah, I haven't really thought about it. I'm just glad the guys have stayed connected through all the stuff that happened at the end of the year, and we put ourselves in a good situation in this series.
Hey, Coach, you were obviously one of the lead assistants on that championship team a couple of years ago. How much do you refer back to that? Do you ever show guys clips from that? I know it's a totally different team, some different personnel. But either you personally refer back to that or even with the team?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we show clips or anything, but I do think going through the process of succeeding and winning the 16 games, it does teach you a lot about the day-to-day. What do you need from that day? Do you need to take them to the gym? Is it better to get them off their feet? Is a film session need to be lengthy or to the point and quick and concise? I think all those things you learn through those 20 games we played a couple years ago. And crazy thing about that time, and I'm sure anybody that's won it would say this, you feel like everything that you're doing is right. And there's a rhythm to it. Not just going out and playing, but everything. When you fly out, do you stay over? The hotel you pick up, all that stuff, it sounds crazy, but you do get into a rhythm as a group. We've kind of found that this week. I've felt really good about the energy in the room because sometimes are we doing too little? Are we doing too much? So far, we've had a nice rhythm to our week, and obviously it puts us in a situation like this with a chance to close it out.
Yeah, we've been asking you about your X-Files. Is that part of the rhythm now, or?
What's that?
Is that part of your rhythm personally, or is that?
With my kids it is, and watching them freak out in my basement is something I really look forward to. So it'd be nice to get home tomorrow, see what's going on with Deep Throat, the Smoking Man, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a good time.
Thanks.
All right.